came to Chichester after my business went into liquidation about 4 years ago. Well, I spent most of my life being a graphic designer, although I've always been a painter as well. Even when they were very young, I had exhibitions. And it must have had some influence on Billy. A lot of his way of doing things probably comes from me. And I tried very hard before I became more separated from my family to encourage them. But I behaved rather badly and didn't give the time and care and love and attention to them that I should have done. And I spent more and more of my time away from them in London. They were living in Kent at the time. And I possibly drank too much. I travelled a lot. I had all the trappings of success, but I didn't handle it well.
The only time he actually said he loved me was when I was 22 and I beat him up and punched him and he fell down the stairs and was nearly knocked out, and he came around and he said, "I still love you," which I, at that time, thought was a bit late.
I'm not quite sure what his real skill is, apart from, as I say, his writing, particularly in poetry, is, I think, very interesting. I don't know much about his painting.
I planned killing him before that, and I had the chance when I beat him up, and I didn't do it to sort of finish it. And I realised that that enabled me to move on from having very negative thoughts.
Well, tell me who's that right? John the Revelator. Who's that right? John the Revelator. Who's that right? John the Revelator. Wrote the book of the seven seals.
My friend at school wanted to do kung fu because Bruce Lee craze at the time, and he needed someone to go with him, so I went along and I got interested in all the Tai Chi and Taoist stuff when I was about 14.
Say the Spirit of God in every man resides. Now tell me.
Practiced yoga for the last 10 years or so. I'm very interested in Buddhist and Christian thought, you know, on a humanist level. And I use prayer as well, yeah.
You've done the Van Gogh chair.
That's a fantastic painting, that chair. When he walked over your roof.
He did indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Walked up the A2, which took him to London from Ramsgate.
This is New Road, under the cherry blossoms. That's the one that runs through Chatham. It's funny actually, because that must be the route old Van Gogh took when he walked to London and from Ramsgate. But it's not meant to be Van Gogh walking down there today. So I always thought it's quite funny, imagine him walking through Chatham.
I think going to an excess, which Billy did through drinking, sometimes through sex, through his behaviour with other people, it doesn't make you happy, it makes you very unhappy, and unless you're a complete numbskull, you start to think, what has gone wrong? And it can take you very deeply into yourself. You reach experiences that people wouldn't normally arrive at if they led a more balanced and ordered life. So the sinner can become the saint.
And a bit off the top as well. I met Julie in Seattle, poetry reading and a blues show, and we kept in touch for a couple of years, and then we decided to get together.
You want to learn a raisin?
Julie's got black and American Indian blood, and Italian, but also her mum's from Ramsgate, so, you know, who knows. And it's interesting, someone saw this was in an exhibition, and one person said, oh, you're much prettier than he paints you. And another person saw it and said, you can tell he loves you from that painting. So you see, people see anything they like, really. You have to look and see, rather than just, you know, browse with pictures. I like the way you hang the pictures in here. You know, just all piled up.
Yeah, just poke them anywhere.
Yeah.
You gonna have some off top?
Just blend it in a bit.
Is this nearly finished now?
I think it's finished. Well, you know, finished for the time being, till I had another thought about it. As far as making a career out of anything, I do too much work, you know. I don't have an agent and I don't have a gallery or anything, but that's because I think I don't want them, but I do want them. But I want ones who understand what I do and believe in what I believe. Yeah, great. And I don't see myself as some sort of a weird nutter. I see myself doing what's necessary. You know, I think no, I don't think I'm an outsider. And if I am, I don't deserve to be.
The art show's back next Saturday at the earlier time of 8:30. And if you fancy being an artist, find out more at channel4.com/ideasfactory. Coming up next, do you fancy Hugh Grant or Alan Rickman? They are the husband totty on offer in Sense and Sensibility.